welcome or welcome back to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a pick a card reading to find out where are you going wrong or what are you doing wrong. I've got 3 groups for you to choose from today, and I've left them with no items to choose from. Group 1 is on the left here, Group 2 is in the middle, and Group 3 is on the right. Please take a moment to choose your group if you need so. You can pause the video now if you need some extra time. Take some deep breaths, choose with your intuition. You can find a video link below if you need some help choosing. The timestamps will be in the description box, and you can also find details of my personal readings if you're interested in booking with me. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below, leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose group 1. Let's see what cards you have. From the Sacred Spirit reading cards, you have Eternal Union. New love is forming. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Success. From the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, you have the 4 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. And then from the Healing Light Tarot, you have Hermit and the Hanged Man. I'm feeling like for someone you're in a relationship, and this relationship's really, really great, but you might be waiting too much for your partner to start things, like to maybe initiate sex or to ask you what you're doing today or ask you how you're doing. And I feel like you might be being a bit selfish in the relationship, like you might kind of treat it as if it's just to make you feel better, or it's like your relationship. And not so much as like our relationship. Like you might want to say we more and less I. You might be saying I too much and treating yourself as still like you and your partner is not really mattering as much as I feel like they should matter to you. You might be waiting too much for them. Again, I'm just hearing like for them to ask you how you're doing. And you might be annoyed with them because they don't ask you. Meanwhile, they're really busy at work, and I feel like for someone watching, your partner is the breadwinner. Your partner's the one who does more at work all day, and they might be seeing you as a bit lazy, like you're kind of hanging around waiting for them to come home, and then wanting them to entertain you, wanting them to be your emotional support. I feel like you may need to work out a little bit more between yourselves, like what you're both offering, because I'm feeling like you might just be feeling quite comfortable with them and not realizing that maybe they're waiting for you to show more interest and wanting you to be a bit more active with your pursuing of them, especially if you're not quite in a relationship but you maybe have someone who's a bit interested in you. I feel like you might be waiting too long for them to make a move towards you or to show you that they like you more before you go and show them yourself. So you might be missing out on opportunities for love because you're waiting and like waiting for them to do something more, and they're not going to because you haven't done something you're meant to do. So yeah, I do feel like you might be, again, someone else might be being a bit alone and not wanting relationships. I feel like you might be waiting for the perfect relationship and finding that I'm seeing you don't have enough fails, like you're not having enough try and fails actually. Like you really do deserve a perfect relationship. And I feel like there is one out there for you. But what you might be doing is staying too long in one that's not perfect, but meanwhile actually being interested in other options. I'm seeing for somebody, it's like you're happy with the person you're with, and you don't want to be alone, and you don't want to go out and be single and search for someone new. So you're staying with the one you have, and like putting up with it kind of thing, and just treating it as if, yeah, that's mine, I've got it. But you're also maybe still interested vaguely a bit in other options and who else might be out there. Like say if one of your friends has a new partner, you might spend a bit too long like checking them out on Instagram and assessing whether they're really good looking and better than your partner. If they make more than your partner, you might be looking at other people and their relationships and thinking everyone else is getting taken on holiday all the time and everyone else is getting bought gifts. Actually, it might not be true, and you might just want to prefer to focus on you and your partner and what you do, because it will go more successful if you just hold on to each other and love each other rather than you searching elsewhere for somebody, because I do feel like that can end up making you single again. And also that counts towards if you're single and dating, you might want to give a bit more interest in your dates. because you might be passing them over quickly and thinking, oh no, that one's not right for life. But also you could be getting too invested in one on the first date and seeing it as like, right, this has to work out now because I've picked this one. When actually there's like a load of other options. There might be a billion other options for you in the world. So do be careful if you're single about hanging around too long, waiting for somebody. Like, I do feel like you might have waited in past relationships for somebody to deliver and for all the effort you put into something to become a success. And maybe eventually you ended up leaving and being on your own. I feel that for somebody and I relate with you. It's like you were too loyal to someone when they didn't really give you what you needed. They didn't actually grow with you. They didn't develop with you. And you put in too much effort to the situation to want to leave because you felt like, no, but I've put in 3 years to this. Like, I've tried so hard. And this is like the one that's going to work out and I want to marry. And this is someone I've been with for so long that it doesn't make sense to start again. Actually, I feel like it does make sense to start again if you're really unhappy. But I feel like for most of you where you are in a relationship, your relationship's really good. You just don't necessarily put enough active effort in. You might be feeling a bit bored and wanting to look elsewhere and kind of waiting for someone else to come or waiting for your partner to do something instead of doing it yourself, instead of putting in effort yourself. I do feel like for someone, you just need to wait longer to find the right person as well. Like, I know that's kind of going against what I've said so far because someone's waiting too long. Like, waiting too long to just find somebody right and not going out on dates or anything like that. But I do feel like for someone, you feel like you're doing something wrong because you're single. You're chronically single and you're looking at other people's relationships like, oh, why can't I have that? What am I doing wrong? Maybe other people's friendships and thinking, oh, what am I doing wrong? Why don't I have friends that much? Or why don't I have the right circle of friends? Or why don't I have the right job? Why don't I have the right community? I feel like you are destined to find what's right for you. But it might be a bit tricky, like some people might have a more normal job. Or maybe they get on with the crowd more and they have more of a regular, boring kind of personality and way about them. So they match with more people than you. You might be quite specific. You might be extremely intelligent. You might be... I'm hearing for someone you're extremely tall. And like the physical dynamics of you being with someone who's not really, 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 really tall just doesn't work out. So it's like maybe you're like 6'7" and you need a partner who's like 6'7" or around about there. And you do have to wait a long time because your person is a bit prestige. They're like 6'7" or they're really, really intelligent or they're the most loyal person in the world to match you. I feel like you don't suit everyone, not everyone suits you. And it's great for you to just be able to be alone and wait for the right partner. But also I do feel like someone needs to go on more dates. And it's not like you have to commit to someone after the first date. Please do remember that. First date is not love. It's not let's be together forever. It could be for someone. You might realise that on a first date and want to stay with that person forever. But also for some people, I feel like you might need to just keep a load of options. If you're single, if you're like really single, you might just want to keep some options but not treat them as if they're the one. Just kind of keep them as like people who are friends to have dinner with instead of taking it too seriously. And I feel like you will find the one in the right time. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, you can get a lot more information from those. The information will be below for how to book with me and the price list and everything. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose group 2. Let's see what cards you have. From the Sacred Spirit reading cards you have Expansion, Educate Your Mind and Senses. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle you have Trust. And then from the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot you have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. And from the Healing Light Tarot you have the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Cups. I feel like you may not have enough confidence and conviction in your own ideas for what you want for your own life. You may find that you have these ideas but you end up feeling a bit attached to what you've already got. And maybe you don't want to explore the unknown enough, I feel like. It seems like you can have more trust in your own mind, your own sense of things, your own abilities, and also the divine's ability to protect you. Then you're currently thinking, I feel like you can trust more. And I feel like you're more powerful than you think. You may have allowed yourself to be a bit trapped in a situation because of maybe other people's expectations of you. And also because of money or financial responsibilities or something else that seems like a reward or a success or a victory or a win. You might have been too happy with things to realise you were maybe unhappy in certain ways, or to realise you maybe needed to expand in certain areas. Or there was something missing. I feel like you're not doing anything too wrong, but you just might have some thoughts that you're not directing in the right areas. Like you might want to learn something new. Maybe you want to travel to, say, maybe you want to travel from China to Los Angeles, but your English is not 100% great, and maybe when Americans speak English, you can't understand it. So you might need to learn English a little bit better if that's you. Or vice versa, you want to move from Los Angeles to China, and you have no idea of how to speak any Chinese languages, and you don't know how to speak even remotely any similar languages to help you learn, if you know what I mean. It might be that you need to start learning so you can travel. I feel like there are some things you've been wanting to do for ages that you've just left on your to-do list. You've maybe been too busy. You've just thought, I'll get to that later. Also, I feel like you haven't cleared your mind of things in general, like not necessarily things you wanted to get to later. Maybe thoughts that you thought that you didn't write down, that you thought, oh, I'll remember that later, and you didn't remember it. And it might be something that comes back to you, and you feel like, oh no, I regret not doing that. That might be why you watch this reading. You might be thinking, how can I stop regretting things? I feel like just write things down and try and get to things as soon as they become a problem. Or do something as soon as it becomes an idea, like if you want to learn Russian. Try and buy a Russian book immediately, or book in for Russian lessons. Or download an app, or look at a website, or watch a YouTube video. Something immediately to get you feeling like maybe you can break a barrier with the thing you want to do. Especially with learning, I feel like someone always wanted to study. Maybe they haven't been able to study yet. It might be a money issue. Maybe you have family to care for. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. I just feel like you might have to maybe leave some things behind and open your awareness to some new things. And I do feel like it is important for whoever wants to study. Maybe you can just do it in your own time without any money. Again, like watching YouTube or something. You might be able to target your desire to study into manifesting books you want at secondhand shops even, or something like that. I also feel like someone really wants a family. You might not know, it's like subconsciously maybe you want a family, but you also might feel a bit crowded by people. Maybe you feel crowded by your family. So far, maybe they're a bit too close to you. And because they're too close to you, you feel like you don't want to have children, or you don't want a wife, or you don't want a husband. I feel like you might have an idea latent in your mind, I'm hearing. An idea in your soul that you actually would like a happy family if you're single. And it seems like it's good for you to keep thinking about that, and it's good for you to go out and try and explore and meet somebody to have that with, but also to stick to your own morals and values and not compromise on that for somebody else. I'm also seeing someone might be in a relationship and you're thinking about leaving, you don't trust your partner. I feel like you should try and grow with them more and get to know them more and get to the truth, because you might not know the truth. You might be having a hard time trusting them because they maybe go out on their own or something, or maybe you want to start going out on your own and your partner doesn't trust you anymore. So I feel like you might want to have a good conversation with your partner. It might be time to expand in general. I just feel like you haven't done some things you wanted to do. And I really feel like for someone, you're missing a passionate relationship. And there's a way to get it, but it's like through intellectual communication and building trust and building a long-term commitment. Like someone wants a long-term commitment and they don't have it. They're feeling alone and single, and I feel like you have to go through an alone and single period. To get to know people, you have to get to know them slowly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a personal get in touch, the information will be below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose group 3. Let's see what cards you have. From the Sacred Spirit reading cards, you have Secret Temptation, Being Led Astray. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Forgiveness. And Transformation. From the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, you have the Two of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. And from the Healing Light Tarot, you have the Ace of Pentacles again. That's very interesting. And the King of Cups. I feel like you may be being a bit tough on yourself for some of you, but also some of you might be being a bit too forgiving of yourself, like a bit too soft on yourself. I'm seeing someone who wants to take a lot of time to choose, and you may be missing opportunities because you're taking too long to think, should I, shouldn't I? Especially with money, you might have just not said anything. But also with communication with people, you might have thought, I don't know how to reply to that right now. I'll reply later, and then you just don't reply. And then you feel bad because they're angry with you. I feel like for someone's got angry with you because you didn't reply. And you were probably very busy making money, and I feel like you haven't done anything wrong, but someone wants you to feel like you have. So be careful if that's you with that person who's making you feel bad because you were too busy with work to reply. I feel like you do feel too bad already, like you feel really bad. I feel like they shouldn't have gotten so angry, like the anger was telling more than your non-reply. Like your non-reply was really like, I'm too busy, I just need time alone. But their anger was like, you ruined my life, I wish you were never born, or like, I wish I never met you. And it's a bit extreme, and I feel like you should forgive yourself. For those kind of people being mad at you, you don't need to be blaming yourself. I also feel like you have maybe pushed opportunities away that were good for you. Not said no necessarily, but maybe you ghosted someone who was good for you, or maybe you didn't speak to someone who was good for you. Or maybe you, I don't feel like they're angry with you or anything, it's just like you missed the opportunity to meet someone who would be a really great business partner or a best friend or a love of your life. And you maybe need to forgive yourself because I feel like you didn't reach for something. You maybe have been shy or having a social anxiety problem or an anxiety problem, or just wanting to put yourself on pause. And I feel like there was an opportunity really close to home. It might have been quite obvious and you might just not have felt like it on that day, and then the next day you maybe felt like it, but that person was not free or that thing was not available anymore. I feel like you need to forgive yourself and move forwards and know there'll be another opportunity. Next time you should try and catch it quickly, like if someone communicates with you, try and communicate back at the same kind of speed and try and catch all the conversation and catch all the jokes. Don't miss something, don't like miss a big part of their message, and only reply to a small amount. Make sure you reply to all of it. Make sure you keep things close to you. I feel like you may have let go of things too early. Maybe through, again, like ghosting or being afraid of commitment or thinking maybe should I or shouldn't I. You may have stayed too long at a job that was not good for you, I'm hearing, for someone, and not left, or in a safe relationship, and not caught your dream career or not caught your dream relationship because you're trying to stay safe. So I do feel like there's an element of trying to stay really safe and pushing out opportunities that you have to reach a little bit for. So you should try and be more brave with reaching for things. And don't let other people lead you astray and convince you of things that aren't true as well, I want to say. Because it feels like you might have had maybe someone who's blindfolded you and closed your heart. I'm not sure if it's like an actual person in your life or a kind of community thing where you've been impacted by things in a way that's made you want to close your heart and push people away, push people out. And I feel like there's some people you can forgive and spend more time with. But there also might be some people you want to leave their cup empty and not fill it for them because you may have done too much for them. You may have been too giving to them. And maybe actually it was good for you to put yourself on pause and say, no, I'm emotionally drained. I don't have it to give you. Because you need to try and reach for your own things that you want and not waste your energy with other people if they're bad for you, if they're leading you astray. If they're really good and they give a lot to you, and it's good to try and hold on to them and not regret losing them later. I feel like a lot of you just needed a break, and maybe people were like too angry at you because you just needed some alone time, which is unfair. So yeah, I feel like you just maybe needed to update yourself a bit more and not block everything away. But you seem really okay most of all. I think you just maybe have some people around you should try and push out still. Like you may not have pushed out all the people you should. And you may want to give more to people you should give to. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Also, if you'd like more from me, you can get a personal reading. The information will be below. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.